As spring's gentle warmth beckons us to refresh our living spaces, there's no better inspiration than the timeless elegance of Joanna Gaines' signature farmhouse aesthetic. The beloved designer and Magnolia founder has masterfully created a design philosophy that seamlessly blends rustic charm with refined sophistication, making her homes feel both effortlessly beautiful and warmly inviting. This spring, her approach to shabby chic farmhouse design offers the perfect blueprint for transforming your space into a sanctuary that celebrates both the season's renewal and the enduring appeal of vintage-inspired living.
Welcome to Rustic Elegance. Let's embark on a journey through the beauty of rustic decor, celebrating the warmth, simplicity, and natural charm of this timeless design.
Joanna Gaines' Spring Home Tour. Shabby chic farmhouse rooms with soft pastels and reclaimed wood. What sets Joanna's spring design apart is her masterful use of soft pastels paired with the authentic patina of reclaimed wood elements. This combination creates spaces that feel both fresh and established, modern yet rooted in history. Her signature palette of creamy whites, dusty roses, sage greens, and weathered blues provides the perfect foundation for creating rooms that breathe with seasonal freshness, while maintaining the cozy comfort that defines farmhouse living. These carefully chosen hues work harmoniously with natural wood tones, creating an atmosphere that's both sophisticated and approachable. The genius of Joanna's approach lies in her ability to make high-style design accessible and livable. Her spaces never feel precious or untouchable. Instead, they invite you to settle in, relax, and truly live in the beauty she creates. As we tour 5 key areas of her spring-inspired farmhouse design, you'll discover how to incorporate her signature elements into your own home, creating spaces that capture the essence of Magnolia's timeless charm while reflecting your personal style and celebrating the hopeful spirit of spring. One, living room charm, where soft pastels meet rustic wood accents. Farmhouse foundations. Warmth begins with reclaimed wood. Start your spring living room refresh with weathered wood beams, open shelving, and salvage statement pieces that anchor the space with authentic farmhouse character. Joanna Gaines often centers her living room designs around a reclaimed coffee table or vintage mantle. Pieces that serve as both functional furniture and conversation starters with rich histories etched into their weathered surfaces. These foundational elements provide the perfect backdrop for layering soft textures and carefully curated finds that tell the story of your family's journey. Pastel pillows and vintage touches. Soft layers in a shabby chic space. Transform your living room's comfort level and visual appeal by incorporating Joanna's signature palette of creamy whites, faded blushes, and mint green accents through carefully chosen textiles that invite both relaxation and admiration. Layer throw pillows in various sizes and textures across sofas and chairs, mixing linen, cotton, and vintage-inspired fabrics that feel collected over time rather than purchased as a set. These muted tones complement rustic wood elements beautifully while adding that signature Joanna charm that feels both welcoming and polished. Never too precious, but always thoughtfully composed. Mixing old and new. Spring styling with antique frames and farmhouse details. Embrace spring as the perfect season to showcase time-worn pieces that bring depth and personality to your farmhouse living room through thoughtful placement and styling. From architectural salvage mirrors with their original patina intact to thrifted wall art that speaks to your personal aesthetic, these vintage elements create focal points that draw the eye and spark conversation. Joanna's masterful mix of rustic patina and refined pastel accents makes farmhouse living rooms feel both fresh and nostalgic, a delicate balance that celebrates the past while embracing contemporary comfort. Two, Entryway style. Reclaimed elegance with a feminine spring twist. The Shabby Chic welcome, creating a cozy spring entryway. Let your entryway serve as the first delightful sign of spring inside your home, setting the tone for the warmth and beauty that awaits beyond the threshold. A carefully chosen distressed bench with original chippy paint, a whitewashed console with graceful curves, or vintage coat hooks mounted on reclaimed wood backing create both essential function and immediate farmhouse charm. Use light tones and subtle floral prints sparingly but effectively, perhaps through a vintage rug, seasonal wreath, or collection of spring blooms in weathered containers, to lift the space without overwhelming its rustic foundation. Reclaim details that tell a story. Joanna's signature salvage touch. Incorporate aged woods, antique doors, and vintage hardware that speak to the history and character that make farmhouse design so enduringly appealing to modern families seeking authentic beauty. Joanna's entryways often feature unique, repurposed pieces that feel loved and lived in. Perhaps an old church door transformed into a stunning backdrop, vintage corbels supporting a simple shelf, or antique hardware that adds subtle metallic interest. Add a potted plant in a weathered clay vessel or galvanized container for that signature magnolia-style natural vibe that connects your indoor space to the awakening spring garden beyond your door. Soft spring neutrals, elevating rustic with pastels and texture. Layer your entry with carefully chosen textiles and accessories that soften the rustic elements while maintaining the authentic farmhouse character that makes these spaces so inviting. A neutral jute or sisal rug provides texture underfoot while complementing both rustic wood tones and soft pastel accents, while a vintage linen runner on your console adds another layer of gentle sophistication. 'Spring pastel florals arranged in old mason jars, vintage pottery, or chippy enamel vessels can provide seasonal color that feels naturally integrated rather than forced or overly decorative. Three. Spring bedroom refresh. Farmhouse romance in a soft color palette. Linen Dreams. Joanna's take on soft shabby chic bedding. Choose vintage-style white or ivory linen bedding as your foundation, then layer with pastel quilts, throws, and pillows that create depth and visual interest, while maintaining the serene atmosphere essential to restful sleep. Joanna's bedroom style masterfully balances comfort and simplicity through layers that feel plush and seasonal without becoming fussy or overdone. Think rumpled linen sheets that invite you to sink in, vintage-inspired quilts with soft color palettes, and textural throws that add warmth both visually and physically. Mix textures thoughtfully. Smooth linen with nubby cotton, delicate lace trim with sturdy denim, soft florals with subtle stripes, to create complexity that never feels chaotic or overwhelming. Headboards and heritage. Reclaimed wood that grounds the space. Rustic, salvaged wood headboards bring a grounded farmhouse touch to the softness of shabby chic design, creating focal points that anchor the room while celebrating the beauty of aged materials. You can create a custom, budget-friendly headboard by repurposing old barn doors, weathered fence boards, or even architectural salvage pieces like window frames or shutters, each option bringing its own unique character and history to your bedroom sanctuary. The natural variations in wood grain, color, and texture provide visual interest that manufactured pieces simply cannot replicate, while the substantial presence of reclaimed wood adds masculine balance to the feminine softness of pastel textiles and vintage accessories. From nightstand to windowsill, romantic accents that whisper spring. Use delicate floral arrangements in old pictures, vintage table lamps with fabric shades, and hand-crocheted doilies on bedside tables to create romantic vignettes that celebrate both the season and the timeless appeal of vintage charm. Joanna's style often blends soft nostalgia with fresh blooms, creating bedrooms that breathe springtime charm while maintaining year-round appeal through carefully chosen permanent elements that provide structure and foundation. Windowsills become additional opportunities for seasonal styling with small potted plants, collections of vintage bottles in soft colors, or simple arrangements of seasonal branches that bring the promise of spring's renewal directly into your most personal space. Four, kitchen nooks and spring styling, cozy corners with cottagecore flair. Rustic meets refined, Joanna's kitchen decor in spring tones. Exposed wood shelving, vintage glass canisters, and pastel dishware create the perfect foundation for farmhouse kitchens that feel both practical and beautiful throughout the spring season and beyond. Pair these foundational elements with fresh herbs growing in vintage containers, cut flowers from your garden displayed in weathered pitchers, and seasonal produce arranged in woven baskets to create kitchen vignettes that celebrate both form and function. The key to achieving Joanna's signature kitchen style lies in displaying items that are both beautiful and useful: vintage mixing bowls that actually get used for baking, antique cutting boards that serve cheese and fruit for impromptu gatherings, and collections of mason jars that store pantry staples while adding visual interest to open shelving. Worn woods and open shelves, displaying the pretty and practical. Let soft-toned mugs, chipped enamel pieces, and lace-trimmed linens shine on open shelving that showcases the beauty in everyday objects, while maintaining easy access to frequently used items. Joanna's open shelf styling philosophy centers on balancing beauty with purpose. Display what you love and use regularly, keeping everything accessible while creating vignettes that please the eye and tell the story of your family's daily rhythms. Mix heights, shapes, and textures to create visual interest. Tall vintage pitchers beside short ceramic bowls. Smooth glass jars contrasting with rough wooden cutting boards. Delicate teacups displayed alongside sturdy enamelware. Spring breakfast nook. Vintage chairs, soft cushions, and gentle morning light. Create a comfortable breakfast nook that invites lingering over morning coffee with distressed furniture, soft-toned textiles, and accessories that celebrate the gentle beauty of spring's arrival. A vintage table with original paint showing gentle wear, mismatched chairs unified by similar color palettes or cushion treatments, and a soft-toned gingham or linen tablecloth create the foundation for this cozy eating space. Add fresh tulips or daffodils in a thrifted ceramic vase, perhaps alongside a small potted herb plant and a worn cookbook left casually open, to create the perfect magnolia-inspired space for enjoying quiet spring mornings. Five. Window treatments and light play, inviting spring softness indoors. Letting the light in, Joanna's approach to natural brightness. Use sheer linen or cotton drapes in white, cream, or soft pastels to create an airy mood that maximizes natural light while maintaining privacy and adding textile softness to farmhouse windows. Joanna favors natural light as the most important design element in any room, understanding how it transforms rustic wood tones, enhances pastel colors, and creates the warm, welcoming atmosphere that defines successful farmhouse interiors. Choose window treatments that can be easily adjusted throughout the day, panels that can be pushed aside to flood rooms with morning sunshine, or drawn partially closed to filter harsh afternoon light, while maintaining the gentle illumination that makes farmhouse spaces glow. Soft frames, creating visual warmth around your windows. Accent your windows with reclaimed wood trim, vintage shutters, or seasonal wreaths that add both architectural charm and personal character to these important transitional elements between indoor and outdoor spaces. These framing elements work like jewelry for your windows, adding layers of visual interest that complement both the view beyond and the interior design within, while celebrating the handcrafted details that make farmhouse style so enduringly appealing. Consider the scale and proportion of your window treatments in relation to your room size and ceiling height. Dramatic floor-to-ceiling drapes can make small rooms feel larger, while wider window treatments can balance tall ceilings and create a sense of intimate coziness. A view into spring, pairing farmhouse frames with garden-inspired decor. Transform windowsills into miniature garden displays with terracotta pots, vintage glass bottles, and dried or fresh flowers that bring the outdoors inside while creating year-round visual interest at these important architectural features. Joanna's spring aesthetic celebrates organic simplicity in the coziest way, using natural elements to soften hard architectural lines while creating connections between interior spaces and the awakening world beyond. Small potted herbs provide both beauty and function. Vintage bottles catch and reflect changing light throughout the day, and seasonal flower arrangements ensure these displays evolve with spring's progression from early bulbs through late-season blooms. Conclusion. Joanna Gaines' approach to spring farmhouse design offers us a timeless roadmap for creating homes that feel both beautifully styled and authentically lived in. Her masterful combination of reclaimed wood elements with soft pastel accents creates spaces that honor the past while embracing the fresh hope that spring brings to our hearts and homes. By following her example of mixing vintage treasures with contemporary comfort, weathered textures with gentle colors, and practical function with aesthetic beauty, we can create spaces that nurture our souls while reflecting our personal stories and celebrating the changing seasons. The true magic of this design approach lies not in following a strict set of rules, but in understanding the underlying principles that make farmhouse style so enduringly appealing. It's about choosing quality over quantity, celebrating imperfection as character, and creating spaces that invite both solitude and gathering. As you implement these ideas in your own home, remember that the most beautiful farmhouse interiors evolve slowly, with each piece chosen thoughtfully and each seasonal refresh building upon the foundation you've created. This spring, let Joanna's timeless wisdom guide you toward creating a home that reflects both your personal style and your family's unique story. Whether you're working with a grand farmhouse or a modest apartment, these principles of shabby chic farmhouse design can transform any space into a sanctuary that celebrates the beauty of imperfection, the comfort of simplicity, and the joy of creating a home where love and beauty intertwine in the most natural, welcoming way. Your spring refresh doesn't need to be dramatic or expensive. Sometimes the most profound transformations come from simply seeing your existing spaces through the lens of Joanna's gentle, beautiful vision.